Hey everyone! So tonight what we're going to be doing is we're going to be fertilizing some of my petunias. Alright, so these petunias were saved from a plant that I gave my grandmother last year. My mom kept it alive over the winter. I don't know how she does that because anytime I do it, everything dies. So the petunias, I've been noticing these tall ones like this one, they're not doing quite the best. Well, it looks better at the bottom there. But some of these smaller ones, like this one right here, the smaller ones are doing pretty well. Some of them have dried out completely, like this one. Or, even though I have that little cage grow stand, my kitten took out 3 of them at least. Yeah, she just put her paw through the chicken wire and just grabbed them. So what we're going to be doing today with this is we're going to be adding some Rapid Start Root Enhancer Fertilizer. So it has 1.51, so 1% nitrogen, 0.5% phosphorus, and 1% potassium. All right, and I'm hoping that helps out get these rooted, because right now I just, I dip these into root hormone. I put them into the soil. So a lot of them probably actually don't have roots quite formed yet. So I just want to help them out with that. All right, so let's get started. All right, so I'm using a plastic spoon because I don't want to dirty any of my actual measuring cups or the spoons I actually eat from. So it says, I'm gonna do maybe about, well, I'll do 1 because they really need, to get the roots growing. So on here, it does say, for normal usage, 1 teaspoon per 5 gallons of water. And that is for your soil and soilless and a continuous liquid feed. If you want to have an aggressive use, it's 2 teaspoons per 5 gallons of water. So that's for hydroponics, any cloning, propagation trays. So this right here that I'm doing is a propagation tray, and root drench. So that's why I'm only doing 1 teaspoon, because this is nowhere near 5 gallons, so it's definitely going to be enough. Maybe, hopefully not too much. So let's fill it up with some cold water. Alright, next up I'm going to give you a tour of the other seedlings that I have started, and we need to give those a watering for today. So let's go ahead and get that started. Alright, so here it is. So this is the grow stand that I built with the help of my husband, and got some materials from my brother. So all that wood is free. The only thing that I bought are these trays. They're about 2 foot by 4 foot boot trays, and I got them from Gardener Supply. But what I was looking for was a boot tray big enough that would hold a whole flat of seedlings. So these are the onions I've started just a couple days ago. Down here, remember, this is where the petunias were. So I actually have a grow light with the red and blue lights in the back. This is just an LED shop light, just using what we have. Oh, and the whole reason why we have this little contraption here with the chicken wire is that thing. She is the culprit. She will destroy plants. Yeah, let's look at her go. So first up, we have our Lizzie Anthus. I know it looks like nothing's there. We started this back in February, I believe. I just recently covered it with some vermiculite. Alright, thanks kitty. But they have germinated. They took about 2 weeks to germinate. Let's see if there's other ones. Oh yeah, right here. Yep, so they're very tiny. They do take their time germinating. Oh no. Anna? All right, I kind of have two culprits here. All right, so I'm hoping the best for the Lisianthus. I've never planted them before. As long as I don't have some fluff balls sit on them, I think they'll be okay. Here are the petunias I started from seeds. I think they were sometime in February too. But they, oh, I am loving them. So I want to do hanging baskets with all of these. Hanging baskets, they can go for about $25 or $30 from the Amish greenhouses we have around here, and I love them. But I also I wanted to save money this year and do it myself. So these will be fun. I grew some of these last year, but I started the seeds so late, they didn't go. Well, they went, but they didn't bloom until August. So I want them to bloom a little bit earlier. So we need to go ahead and fertilize these today. And then over here are the peppers. So we have some California Wonder, banana peppers in the back, jalapenos, and some hot wax. So what I've noticed was these ones here, the sweet peppers, they were all 2021 seeds. So I bought them in 2022. These ones, the hot peppers, these seeds, I bought them last year. So I kind of, besides that they're hot peppers, I think that's why they're taking a little bit longer to germinate. I do have other seedlings germinated, ready to go if they don't come up. I guess I could show you that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take these out, taking them over to the kitchen and go ahead and get them watered. Usually I'll just water them right here, but for a video's sake, it's a lot easier on a counter. I have to get that little fur ball out of there. Alright. On the Lisianthus here, so all the soil feels heavy enough. So I don't think I actually need to water them today. But what I do want to do, so I sprinkled some vermiculite on here, but I'm also going to add some cinnamon. So cinnamon is a fungicide. Whenever you're growing at home and you just want something real simple to use, this is what I do. I like it because it's, you know, I like baking, I like cooking, so I always have it on hand. And I know that, I mean, like, I'm not going to mind the smell, so I'm just going to give everything like a little sprinkling. And this should kill the algae growth that's underneath. Oh, that smells good. There we go. So I'm not going to water it tonight. Once the soil seems like it needs like a little bit more water, moisture content, then I'll be adding this. So these ones are good to go. All right, next up are the petunias I started from seeds. Oh, look at them. Love it. I know I should probably thin these. I also thought about actually just pulling the smaller ones out and making another tray. I haven't decided yet. I'm gonna let some of them get a little bit bigger before I decide. So I'm just gonna go, yeah, this is gonna need some water. So the first way that you can water your seedlings is by using a sprayer. So I just have this spray bottle from Royal King. A couple of years ago, it was a couple dollars. Don't know about the price now. So what I do is I kind of spray right exactly where the root is. Another way you can do it is you can hold it about here and just give it a good spray. Now what I found is sometimes my seedlings dry out a little bit faster than that, so that's where I do like bottom watering. So I'm going to turn this around and on this side. It'll go through to both sides. But I'm just gonna add a little bit of water. Remember, this water has our fertilizer in it. Pepper plants. They're feeling pretty good with water. Let's show these up close. So you see right here, it's trying to come up. These cells in the back are complete. What? Wait, no, here it comes. The other ones, they're completely empty. Whenever I was germinating them, the petunias, the peppers, and the lisianthus, they kind of had the humidity zones on them longer than they should have. And that's why I think, so that's not bad, but I wish like the stalks were a little bit thicker. So what I'm gonna end up, whoops. There you go. What I'm gonna end up doing is, I'm probably gonna take one of these and just move it over here once they get a little bit bigger. Now these, I could bottom, I may as well bottom water. They, any excess water I'll just dump out. Just giving them a little fertilizer for the week. My plan is that once I start my tomato seeds, I should have about 36 plants. So that's why this half is empty. It's empty on purpose. Because peppers like it warm and hot, and then once tomato seeds are germinating, they can be over here, and by that time, hopefully if they're about the same size of plants. The peppers just take a little bit more to go. So as we wait for all of the seedling trays to absorb up more water into their soil, we're gonna go ahead and get started on potting up some peonies that are growing a little too early. So let's get started with that. All right, so I buy my peonies from a whole bunch of different places. Just depends what I see when I'm out shopping. So, whew, which ones are these? Okay, so I have 3 Carl Rosenfield. I have 3 Sarah Bernhardt peonies. These ones are my favorite. My mom has them in her backyard. Oh, just they're so luscious, and that little bit of pink that's through, like that dark pink, like here on the side. Oh, love them. Then I went to Walmart because I'm just like, well, this is the other type that I really, really wanted. The Festiva Maxima. So they're white, and they have that little bit of dark pink, dark purple with them. So these ones I had to buy the roots individually. Walmart had them for what? About $5, $5.50. So I wanted, excuse me, I wanted 3 roots, so that's what I went out and got. And then this was just a random time I was shopping, and these ones are the troublemakers. So they're a Buckeye Bell peony. I've never grown it before. I've never seen them before, but they have a little bit of yellow and with like this dark red, and I couldn't exist. So there's only 2 peonies here. But wait for it. Let's see what's on the other side. If you guys can see through there, they're growing. They're already growing. So I don't want them to die in this bag, so that's why we're going to be potting them up. All right, so I just have some old pots. These had mums in it, number 8. So I'm just going to use those for these 2. I also went out to Lowe's. I was the weirdo at Lowe's who's the only one in the outside section of the garden center because I needed soil. Definitely needed this. And I didn't just want to get a potting soil because my experience with that is it drives me crazy. So I actually wanted good garden soil for this. So let's go ahead and get this bag open. It's frozen in some parts, but it'll still work. So we have our bag of potting soil. Since it's been sitting outside, it's already pretty much pre-moistened for us. So you know what? This is a good idea. I'm gonna keep a bag underneath. Let me change the angle so you can actually see this. Okay, let's get this started. So feel of garden soil. I love it. I love it. I love it. There's microbes in the soil that actually help you with things like depression, anxiety. Good reason to garden. Okay, let's open up the bag. That may have been a little too much. Oh. You know what? I think this peony, I don't think you can see it. It's been growing, but right here, it's not doing too great. So, oh, where are my scissors? I think the root will still come up though. I have to keep a watch on the eye on those other ones. So I'm just gonna cut it right here. A little bit further down than that. Hopefully that'll work. Yeah, these definitely were needing planted. I'm just gonna go put that over there. So with these, we just want to bring up the soil right about to where it started to bloom there. Oh, wow! Oh boy. This one has a ton of them going. 3 at least. But this one right here, it got it bent off a little. So I think I'm gonna cut that. So I don't have many peonies actually outside of my own place, so I'm kind of I'm wondering what they're up to. I wonder if they're starting to bloom yet, or if these are just hype because they were in a warm house. My problem I always had with peonies, even when I planted them outside, was I planted them too deep. I wondered why it took like a couple years just to get 1 or 2 flowers. You don't want to plant them too deep because then whenever they do grow, they may not give you as many flowers as they could if you planted them at the right height. So here where we have it sticking out, then here, these ones, the soil only just goes out right where they start. So I'm hoping that'll work. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and check those other ones. I may as well take this peat moss here and I'm just gonna mix it in the soil. I do have a binder that I keep all of any bulbs I buy, anything that tells me information about them. I'm just gonna keep that in that binder. All right, so I have my garden marker here. A garden marker is better to use than a Sharpie because a Sharpie, it wears off every year and you don't even know what it says later. This, with the rain and snow and that, it's not supposed to. And I have 2 garden tags that I'm gonna put on here, so if I plant on more peonies, I know what's what. I'm just gonna take a peek into these ones because if they're growing, I don't want them growing in the bag. They're growing! Oh my. Okay, let's check about these Sarah Bernhardts. Oh yeah, they're started too. May as well get those planted up. I'm betting these ones are going as well. Oh, no. I don't think so. All right, so the Carl Rosenfield and the Sarah Bernhardt peonies, they have started to grow as well. The Festiva Maxima that I got from Walmart, they haven't yet. Those were the newest ones I got. So what I'm gonna do with those ones is I'm gonna take them down to the basement, put them next to my dahlias and potatoes, and what else do I have there? Oh, the gladiolas. And hopefully they stay a little bit chilleder so I don't have to pot them up. I can just put them right in the ground when the time comes. Hopefully middle of March, maybe beginning of April, they can go in the ground. So gardening is trial and error, pretty much. You can research, you can learn, but also it's kind of fun just to try some things out. So I put those peonies in the boot tray next to the grow light, not under it because I don't have enough grow lights for that. But the other ones I'm gonna put out on our sunroom where they're gonna be kept from the elements, but it's still a little bit colder there. I'm gonna just monitor them for a few days and see which way is working out the best. Because if those peonies out in the sunroom, if I can tell they're getting too cold, I'll bring them in. But if I see that they're not growing exponentially, maybe I'll put these other ones out there. So we'll see. So my plan is, this is a Sarah Bernhardt and this is a Carl Rosenfield. I identified them by just putting KR or SB. I know that they're peonies, I don't have to write that down. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put them outside on the sunroom. And we're just gonna see how these ones do compared to those other ones. So I think for now, you know what? I have a bucket or a tote here. I think they'll both fit, at least for tonight. I'll just put them over here. To show you a behind the scenes look of what this kitchen looks like while I'm using it to garden. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and all of the plants here that were bottom watered, I'm going to just go ahead, dump out any excess water and then put them back on their grow stand. Oh wow, these sucked up a lot of water. You know what? I think with this tray, I'm just going to leave that little bit in there. That one's good. Lysianthus are next. Oh, they took all that up. And like the soil doesn't seem like much heavier than it was before. It's just like they needed that little bit of drink. We may not have to end up dumping any of the water out, but we'll go ahead and see. Oh, yep. Same with petunias. Peppers seem like they're a little bit heavy. Nope, but there's no water left down here at the bottom. Let me take these two out so that maybe you can see. Yep, all of the water came into the soil. So at least they got fed, they got some water. Now let's put them back into their grow stand away from the kitty kitty. Well, the plants are back in their home. So I only have one grow light on that's gonna get turned off here after the video. So the gates are chicken wire. The cats can still put her paws in. Look at that, one of my poor petunias. And then this one, the gates broke. It was free lumber. We just used what we had. I just put it up like that. Put a Christmas bin in front of it, and we call it good. Alright, so a few other things I just want to show you tonight is some of my other plants and some of the other seedlings that I got started here. First plant is this nice fluff ball. She's a carnivorous plant that likes to hang out underneath the grow light and eat the other plants. Alright, next up are these aloe plants. These aloe plants, oh, when I was living by myself, so before I was married, I bought them at Walmart for like a couple of dollars. I bought two. I bought this one and I bought this one down here. And I almost killed them a couple of times from not watering them or from watering them too much. Well, what I do is I just throw them outside in the summertime. I don't know what that does, but they got huge. Look at them. So we have terracotta pots, and we actually bought the cactus soil that you can get from Lowe's inside of it. This one, I took all of its babies from it. This one, well, guess who got to that? Up here, this one, it still has some of its babies. I didn't have enough pots for it. I transplanted some of the babies from the big one into there. I definitely like this water reservoir pot versus the terracotta pots because these ones definitely dry out, and I wonder if it's because it's next to our pellet stove. I'm not sure. So this is our gardenia. Oh, see, gardeners all have things that they're great at and things that were not our thing. This is the first time I brought a gardenia inside. Love the smell of them. I don't know. Not doing great. I put a Christmas cactus in here that fell out of my other one. This, I don't know what it is. I think it might be a Rudbeckia because if you see, like right here, there's some Rudbeckia seeds. So, and we keep them on this stand. This is kind of just my spot to overwinter plants. It doesn't have a grow light. It does have nice heat. Pellet stove's right beside it. But yeah, that's it. For now, this is a spare bedroom slash office. It's also part of my grow station. This is where I start my seedlings. I'm storing some fertilizer in here. Have some things underneath the table. My original goal for this year was just to use this table, have a grow light stand, and somehow attach a grow light to underneath the table for plants underneath there. But then what happened was we realized we couldn't shut the door on this room because it's where it controls the heat. So we just want to leave the door open. And we can't just leave plants with our cats around because then we won't have the plants. So we have our peonies here in the back. This grow light, it has heating mats underneath here. They're all on a timer. I don't actually do the 16-hour days or 16-hour daylight hours for the plants. I do about like 12, maybe 14. So I have the humidity dome. I started these yesterday. Let's see. These ones I believe are pansies because you can see the seeds there. But I started pansies and salvia, blue salvia. They have a humidity dome, grow light, and heating mat. The third boot tray, it's right here until the grow stand is built. These trays actually don't have bottoms to them, so any water is going to be coming out. And then here I have my snapdragon started. So these just were planted yesterday. I didn't get to a video show how, but it's very similar to starting either Lysianthus or the other seeds. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you some ideas for your own gardens this year. Everybody has different goals with their gardens and everything. Some people are doing more than me, some people are doing less. That's great. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.